Welcome to the world of Jones Knows. I'm going to show you what happens when you hire the wrong person to install your flooring. I'm going to show you what he did wrong and how I'm going to fix it. Today on Jones Knows.
It's so beautiful, you and me, we meant to be.
Hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tim. I'm a flooring and stair contractor, and as usual, helping me in the videos are my sons Tristan and Hunter. So I'm taking you out to a job site that was not your typical flooring installation. One of my clients had a flooring installed a couple years ago that was installed the wrong way. It was even the wrong type of installation. It's bamboo flooring. I'm not a big fan of bamboo flooring to begin with. Bamboo flooring is a really sensitive flooring. It has to be installed to the T, exactly per manufacturer's and industry standards, or you will have problems. The original installer on this job left zero expansion. It was literally wedged into the walls. It was lifted 3 to 4 inches off the ground in multiple areas. When she had them back out a couple times to fix the floor, they still didn't leave enough expansion. Don't ask me what their thought pattern was, but it was wrong. We relaid the floor the right way, but this time with a twist, we glued it down. Yep, we took a floating installation and we put some glue under it. Why did we do this? We didn't need to do it, but when the customer had this floor originally installed, they never asked her what kind of flooring she expected. She thought her floor was going to feel solid. She didn't want a floor that made sound and moved when she walked on it. I like floating floors. A lot of my customers do, but it's not for everyone. So I explained to her her options. We talked about it. We looked at the floor she had. We determined that it could be glued down. We relayed it with some glue under it this time, the right way. So without any further ado, let's head out to the job site where we reinvented a bamboo flooring installation. Go ahead and hit it. So we have a 2-year-old strand woven bamboo floor, floating installation, interlocking floor with a sound acoustical underlayment under it. It's a beautiful home. It looks like a nice installation upon first glance, but as you look a little bit closer, we have major lifting. Over 2 inches off the ground in multiple areas. Not good. The customer is not happy. It's been fixed 2 times by another contractor or by multiple contractors before I got to call. So we're going to fix it right for the customer this time. Plus we're going to address some other issues. But first, let's go take a look at what's causing all these problems. What's making these boards lift? What's causing these edges to break? And let's show you what we can do to fix it. As we take the floor apart to see what's wrong with it before we do the new installation, we removed the baseboard, and as we're removing it, of course, we found part of the problem. No expansion space. We've already taken the baseboard off here, and it's completely up against the wall. This is way too tight here. That's why this floor is lifting everywhere. Remove the T-molding. Not quite enough space there either. I have a feeling we're going to find that under all the base along these first walls. That's why our floor is lifting. Wow, that is tight. And she said this was already fixed once, huh? I think they would have been a little more generous with the relief cutting. So today is a unfortunate job for our homeowner. They had the floor installed. It's a strand woven bamboo engineered floor. They had it installed several years ago, and they've had nothing but problems with it ever since it was put in, since day one. We're gonna go in and do what should have been done the first time. We're gonna cut the boards in with enough expansion so that when we reinstall the floor, there's going to be room for the boards to breathe. But what we're also going to do a little bit differently on this one is we're going to glue the floor down. They want it to feel solid. They want it installed properly. Hopefully we will meet all the customers' expectations this time. You know, I hate having to relay something that's already been done by others, because you never know what you're going to be getting into. But unfortunately, someone has to do it, and we're gonna get it done right for them. The single most important thing when you're doing a glue down installation is to snap a chalk line. We also snap a second line as a point of reference line, so I can make sure we stay straight to that line as well. We're working with one of the best adhesives that you can get, Bostic's Green Grip Adhesive. I only work with green, environmentally friendly, the low VOC. I don't want a lot of fumes coming off the glue. On the green products, they also are great for cleanup. They don't leave any spots on the finish. It also has moisture barrier built into it, which is also important. All around, it makes for a great installation. It's gonna feel solid. Hopefully, we will meet all the customers' expectations this time. We're gonna get it done right for them. You must stay on your line, and you always clean as you go. Mineral spirits on a rag is a must. Now with this particular floor, we're actually gonna go make sure we have no breaks in the glues. So we're actually gonna lift this row up and spread glue under this. We just needed the line for the sake of keeping straight on the first run. So, but when you're doing a moisture barrier adhesive, you can't spread to the line and then lay your floor and then have a break in the glue. So you have to have a constant continuation of glue with no breaks for moisture to get it in and out of. So it's important to do a moisture test. You want to know what you're dealing with as far as concrete moisture percentages before you start any installation. So in our job here, we are between 4 and 6%. One of the keys to a successful installation on this job was managing the wood. We have a limited amount of wood to work with. We're reusing the old floor, plus we're given 5 unopened boxes from the original installation. So in order to make this work, we had to number the first and last board in every row. Luckily, there's only one size board, so all the main boards in the middle of the floor are all the same size. So by the time we took all the broken and damaged boards out of the old floor, we didn't have much to spare. And being that the home is completely furnished, we had to do sections at a time. We would do one area, and as we completed that floor, we would shift the furniture from the next area on top of the completed floor, and that was how we worked our way across the room until we finished. Luckily, we don't have to relay too many floors because I wouldn't want to have to do this on a daily basis. So overall, it's been a good installation. We made the customer happy. The floor feels nice and solid now. Looks like $1 million. We'll get this little section done. We'll put the trim back, and we'll be done with another one. All right, so we are all done. I think everything came out amazing. The customer is super happy. Let's do a walkthrough here and show you the final results. All glued down, feeling nice and solid. We had enough wood. We're able to save 99% of the floor. They had an additional few boxes that we got into. Used a total of 9 buckets of Box 6 Green Grip Adhesive. We applied it with the moisture barrier trowel. It does not hurt the finish, no etching of the finish, and it also cleans off very easy, so you won't see the glue spots. Also, I won't emit the fumes, it's low VOC. You can see though, the floor looks amazing, but what you really can't tell from the video is how it feels. We had a floor that was lifting and, it felt like you were walking across a bounce house, and it made all kind of noise. So now it feels super, super solid, and it's properly cut in. The gaps that were under the baseboards before no longer exist because we put a cord around. We did not go under the cabinet. We used a cord around there as well. Pulled the fridge out, got it behind there. Everything looks perfect. I'm tired just watching this work. I'm glad we don't have to do that every day, because let me tell you, when you only have a limited amount of wood to work with, a lot can go wrong. Nothing worse than getting to the last couple feet of flooring to lay and running out of wood, right? That would have been a nightmare. Well, if you found this interesting and you like to see problems on vinyl flooring installations, check out this video. What I'd really like to know, though, is what do you prefer? A solid feeling floor or a soft feeling floor? Take this poll and let me know. So, if you found this interesting, you might want to check out some of our other videos. We have lots of videos on how to install flooring, from vinyl to laminate, and more. Plus, we have product reviews on vinyl, laminate, wood. We go vinyl up against laminate. We run them over. We submerge them in water. We torture these floors to see which is the best for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, I want you to take out your favorite flooring mallet, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos.